he came to town with his walking stick and his traveler's cloak, a begging bowl. He had come from the path, months, years, for a lifetime. He'd always been walking. And he came to the capital, sat on the steps of the mosque, and kept talking, as he always did, to the birds, to the children, to anyone who walked by. He sang to the winds his songs and his poems. Everybody called him the friend of God, Yunus. And the whole town whispered, he has come to our town, he has come to our city, the friend of God, Yunus. And so Sultan Mahmud wondered, who is this man? A friend of God, really, with his dusty sandal and his walking stick. Let me go and see him and see if he's as wise as they say. And so Mahmud came and said, my friend, they say that you're a friend of God, so tell me. I'll give you one golden piece if you can tell me where God is. And smiling Yunus said, and to you, my friend, I will give 2 golden pieces if you can tell me where God is not. There was a moment of silence because Mahmud does not like cheeky answers. Mahmud does not like to be wrong, and people wondered how he was going to react. But after this, Mahmud just started laughing and said, my friend, this was the answer I was hoping to hear. And for this, tonight, you'll be my guest at my table and we'll eat and dine together. And this is how the Sultan Mahmud and Yunus, the traveling dervish, became fast friends. Their friendship started then, but then after that, every day they were walking in the gardens together. Mahmud showered his friend with silken robes and gifts of gold. He asked for his counsel on every problem of state and wisdom, religion, problems in the court, everything he asked Yunus, my friend. They were like brothers. And of course you can imagine that this was not to the liking of everyone, especially not to the liking of the vizier who had been the first counsel of the sultan until then. And so the sultan, hoping to find some dirty secret about Yunus, put spies on him and had him followed everywhere in the city to find out where he was going, who he was talking to, what he was planning. And after just a few days, the spies came back with excellent news for the vizier. It turned out that Yunus indeed had a secret. And this is what they told him. They said, every day after the evening prayer, Yunus, the traveling dervish, goes in the darkest back alley. There he has a house. There are no windows to this house. There's a lock on the door. The door is always closed. He opens the lock. He goes inside the house, stays there 1 hour, sometimes 2, then leaves in the dark of the night, closes the door and goes back to the palace. This is the dark secret of Yunus, and who knows what he plans there, who he meets there. No one is seen entering or leaving, but most likely there's an underground passage going there. Most likely he meets with plotters to overcome the entire country. Most likely the walls are covered with secret maps. The vizier is delighted as he is going to give this news to the sultan. You think this is your friend, but look at what he's doing. And Mahmud the sultan says, my friend, I know that you're trying to do good for me. I know you're trying to protect our country, but Yunus is my brother. Yunus is my friend. He would never have any secret from me. I will just ask him about his house. I will just ask him to open the door, and he will, because between us, there are no secrets. So immediately he went. Yunus, my friend, they tell me you have a house, that you go there in the evening after the evening prayer, that you stay there for an hour. Please, let me in. Let me see what's inside the house. And Yunus simply says, my sultan, you are like a brother for me, but please, let this house be mine. Let this space be my secret garden. Do not ask me about this house. But Yunus, there are no secrets between us. And look, the vizier is listening. Please don't embarrass me. Tell me what's inside the house. And Yunus said, please, don't ask me about the house. this is not possible. There are no secrets. I am not only your friend and brother, I am your sultan. And if I'm asking to know what's inside the house, you shall answer me. And they dragged Yunus to the house. There, in front of the house, Mahmud said, you open this door or we will break it. Looking at each other, Yunus said nothing. But understanding the anger of Mahmud, understanding that nothing would happen, he just let the key slip from his hand and it fell with a clunk on the floor. Immediately the vizier ran to grab it, popped the door open. Inside, he expected to find enemies, secret maps on the walls. But instead, what did they find? Inside this empty house with no windows, there was nothing but a walking stick, a begging bowl, a traveler's cloak, and a pair of sandals covered in the dust of the road. Mahmud turned to his friend Yunus. My friend, what do you do here in this empty house every day after the evening prayer? Why do you come here? And Yunus said, my brother, you have taken me in. You have showered me with gold and silk. You have sat me at your table every day and fed me with the most delicious food. But every day I come here to remember who I really am. I am a traveler in love with the horizon. These are my clothes. This is my walking stick. This is my cloak. In your palace, I am but a guest. The road is my home.
Bu saraylarda misafirim. Yol benim evim. Bir baston, bir tas, bir pelerin. Yol benim evim.
And this was the story of Mahmud and Yunus. Let it be the story that you carry in your pocket today as we continue on the path with our walking sticks and our traveling cloaks. Thank you.